Amazon labor.
Ooh.
So now, hell, Amazon defeated New York City, unionize everywhere, right? So we've got a socialist alternative article, and this was actually written by an Amazon worker on April 2nd after they voted yes. So I thought it was really important to get the voice of an actual Amazon worker out there, because you hear so many people talking, but I really don't hear very many people talking to the people that go into these warehouses and drive the trucks and do this stuff. Actually, the trucks are outsourced, but the people who are working in the warehouses and picking every day. Okay. And so this is, again, their words. This decisive result proves once and for all that the richest and most powerful companies in the world can be defeated. Workers are fed up with the deplorable working conditions and wages that allowed Jeff Bezos to become the richest man in the world, launching himself into space in July last year, with just 3 months after the major union drive in Bessemer was defeated in April. Amazon's greed and arrogance finally met a rude awakening. So, again, here, let me put this link in chat. I want everyone to go and give that a like and a follow, and look this random Amazon person up, and share this on behalf of the voice of the workers at Amazon. They're now heading into this April 25th vote at the neighboring LDJ 5 facility. All right, with a huge amount of momentum. However, Amazon will continue to play dirty and use everything at their disposal to throw up results, gum up the legal process, and undermine the fight for a strong contract at JFK 8, which begins immediately. Has already begun. All right, because this was 8 days ago. Company announced their opening line of attack minutes after the election in a statement accusing the NLRB of tipping the election in ALU's favor, referencing complaints filed to the board alongside the National Retail Federation and Chamber of Commerce. And that's one of the things that I'm about to also cover, is one of the ways that they're trying to go at Chris Smalls and at this union. Again, Amazon leads by razor-tight margin in Bessemer. That's also, last year, they manipulated this so badly, and we covered that last year, that they were forced by the NLRB to do a do-over because of their union busting tactics, and there were scores of union busting tactics that were unearthed. So this is no time to pull back. We need to keep up the pressure. $30 hourly wage, absolutely. Again, talking to my boomer father about $15 an hour wage, and he even will admit that $15 is not enough really to live on in today's society, and that he's got friends that's what they spend in a day is what these people is what $15 or $30 an hour people make in a week. That's $600 a week. They'll spend $600 in a day playing golf and going out to dinner, but to not think that everybody is at least deserving, should have the freedom and the time to be able to earn a living wage so that they can spend time with their family and still be able to work a respectable job. I mean, there is the money there. It's in a lot of cases it's straight up greed, and it's people who are extreme haves just giving the have-nots just enough to live and starving them out for the rest, which is it's not a sustainable society. ALU has a special responsibility. Again, this is somewhat long. I'm not going to read the whole thing. All right, I will go right to the end and say the decisive victory at JFK 8 in Staten Island may well be a catalyst to organizing at Amazon, logistics industry as a whole, and even well beyond, combined with the ongoing struggle for a union at Starbucks. Today's victory could be a major turning point for the labor movement and lay the basis for a mass wave of unionization in the months and years ahead. But building on it will require drawing the right lessons from the struggle so far. The incredible courage of the JFK 8 workers will be a continual source of inspiration to workers across the country and the world. And let's go out and organize the unorganized and unionize Amazon everywhere. So great that he wrote this for Socialist Alternative. Love that. Long piece again, but so worth it to hear his thoughts. And the fact that only 1,000 people have read this is kind of shameful. I want to see that number increase, and this should be seen by millions, because we need to hear the voices of the people that go into that warehouse every day and do the work. They need to have a voice, and thankfully they now have one. And thanks to our friend, that guy, Christian Smalls. He's one of the leaders who stood up early on in pandemic, who now is the president of the Amazon Labor Union, and has now said, and now this was in Truth Out during the week. Again, Sharon Zhang, Truth Out, member of the All-Star team, one of the best writers out there. Follow her, Zhang_Sharon on Twitter. April 5th, this was published. Again, Amazon Labor Union, Christian Smalls wrote on Twitter, workers at over 50 locations had contacted the union since their win about unionizing. Huge.
Mm.
Union won by over 500 votes, but it was still pretty tight. And now there's a couple things that have happened in the immediate wake of that. Again, Chris says we want to thank Jeff Bezos for going to space, because when he was up in there, we were signing people up. Freaking low. He's so great.
Yeah.
You know, congrats.
People should go check out, the full clip from INN where we covered this too.
Yep.
It's pretty
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah. They did a whole, they did cover this in depth. And I don't want to cover it because Reef and the guys did cover it on Tuesday, but I did want to do a follow-up to what's happening now. So Amazon accusing the union, the NLRB, of interfering and acting on behalf of the union too much, and here you go. But what's even worse is surrounded by mutual accusations of misconduct, which there was definitely on the Amazon side. But this guy, I'm not a big fan of using mainstream publications. However, Forbes in this case did a really good job of summarizing it. So what happened on Friday? They filed a sheaf of objections with the NLRB, accusing them of suppressing the vote by providing only 3 booths for over 8,000 potential voters, and of applying a double standard to pro-union and anti-union T-shirts. Give me, really? T-shirts? When they prevented and suppressed the word union from going in the app? When they made their people actually sit through meetings? And here, Amazon further accused the labor organizers of threatening employees if they voted against the union. And of course, they had to go down, this is as low as it comes, bribing employees with marijuana. Right. First of all, you didn't have to bribe anybody with weed to join a union at work, dude. Give me a break. This is an absolute smear. This is the thugging.
Also, have they seen how weed works? Do they know that bribing someone with weed is going to get them to not do anything?
It's beyond.
They're just going to get on the couch for a while.
And it's a racist dog whistle that happened by a bunch of white people that run this company. All right? Don't think that we don't see it and we're not calling that nonsense out right there. All right? This is the hoodlum and his marijuana that he's offering to give to the workers. And of course they're going to take it and they'll do whatever he wants because he's the Pied Piper. Give me a break. That is nonsense.
Yeah.
Garbage. All right? NLRB spokesperson confirmed the board had received their objections, but that all NLRB enforcement actions against Amazon have been consistent with the board's mandate to enforce the NLR Act. All right. Amazon has a history of jousting with the NLRB, which in December resolved 6 cases with the board, agreeing to notify its workers, that they have the right to start or join a union. Meaning that they had not done that before. Amazon's acting on the up and up, sure. That the company can't penalize them for legally protected organizing activities, which clearly they were doing, because otherwise they wouldn't have had to admit that, yes, we can't do these things. This has got me so heated and so fired up and so angry because of what they're doing and how they're trying to come at the workers, because the workers finally got a victory, and that's never allowed to happen. All right?
Yeah.
New York Times reported Amazon had forbidden employees at Staten Island warehouse from staying in company break rooms or parking lots, a measure that would have made organizing significantly more challenging, and was explicitly forbidden by the company's December agreement with the NLRB. And then again, this is quite in depth. This will be in the show notes. I will drop this in the chat, and I'm not a big fan again of Forbes and of the narratives and everything else they put out. But I did want to mention that this is the narrative that they're trying to put out right now against the workers. This is how they're coming at Chris right now. We have to stand strong with him, and we have to call out this garbage. Absolutely.
Yep.
You don't need to give people weed to organize a union. This is a joke.
Right.
Couldn't make me angry.
Well, and the fact that they even allow them to voice that, you gave them what it's now every anti-union person is going to be saying that forever.
Yep.
You don't even have to put that in the article.
Nope.
you know,
and again,
the
talk to my
Washington
boomer-
Post, you know, is going to have that.
The one thing that my boomer dad knew about what happened with Amazon, oh, you hear that the guy tried to give the employees weed?
Weed?
I said,
Like,
first
God
of all, you
forbid.
smoke weed, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
And second
Right.
of all, yeah, that's how they're trying to smear this guy. I said, I know this guy. I've
It's
been connected
medicinal
to
for
this
the
guy.
PTSD of working at Amazon.
Forget about
Like,
any of that.
you know.
And forget about where it's legally allowed and everything else. But it's the whole thing is, but just using that smear because they know that the old people, again, this is reefer madness over and over again, and it's the fear of the green planet. Again, you see me, I'm the bong father. I certainly have no fear of a green planet, and that's one of the things that made me so damn angry about this. That as widely accepted right now as the cannabis industry is becoming, something like this is being used to hold that entire movement back. And again, we're calling this out.
Reefer.
That's right. The fucking reefer. Thank you, Joey Diaz.
Yeah. Fucking reefer.
The fucking reefer.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's just dumb nonsense. Like, you know. But
You know what?
everyone should go check out, I put it in chat, the open letter to Chris Smalls that we made. People should share that around. Tag him on Twitter. I don't care.
I DM'd it to
do what you
him.
will with that.
But yeah,
You know,
definitely. Let's make sure he sees this and hears this. You know, essentially what Reef is doing an open call to say, don't sell out. Don't forget about the people behind you, the people who amplified you, and come down to some of these independent channels. And hey, we have friends of Indie Left would be happy to interview you, and INN News would certainly love to hear about what's next and get some guidance on organizing and some of the tactics and things, and speak to the community that helped lift you up and stood behind you when nobody else would. And you drew some similarities. Again, I encourage everybody to go watch this video on INN News, and that's on IndieNews.Network on YouTube. And you can go to the INN.
I put it in chat up above a little bit.
Go and chat at Get Indie News on Twitter, and you'll be able to also find that on Indie News Network's Twitter account.